National Costume Show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your hosts, writer-producer Nick Teplitz, and the reigning Miss Universe, Silsey Tulti.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, and welcome to the 69th Miss Universe Competition's National Costume Show, brought to you by our official e-commerce partner, Lazada. Zosie and I have been backstage with the delegates as they've been getting ready tonight, and I can assure you, you're in for a special show this evening.
Absolutely. The National Costume Show is a Miss Universe tradition like no other. It allows the contestants to bring a piece of their countries here to the Seminole Hard Rock Hollywood in the most incredible, creative way. A lot of times and effort have went into putting this ensemble together and shipping them here to Florida, especially during the global pandemic.
It's very true. So here is how tonight's show is going to work. As the women walk the runway tonight, Zosie and I will give you a brief description of their national costumes. There might be a cheesy rhyme in one or two of them. If you do like what you see, you can head on over to missuniverse.com/vote and vote for your favorite. So get ready to be amazed by this ambitious group of contestants because the National Costume Show begins right after this message from Lazada.
Lazada celebrates the power of following your dreams.
To me, ambition brings freedom. It lifts you up and gives you a higher perspective. You are constantly changing, constantly evolving.
Ambition needs relentless bravery. It needs an unconditional belief in yourself.
Ambition is power, and when I shop at Lazada, it feels like the world is at my fingertips.
I used to think that success is achieving my own personal goals. But as I age, I realized that success is best experienced when shared.
What drives my ambition is thinking of the people who are watching me.
My drive is the promise I made to never limit myself and to be fearless in pursuing my dreams.
Lazada drives my ambitions by helping me achieve my goals.
I want to be a better person every single day.
My ambition is to champion and change our world to be more inclusive, grounded in respect, appreciative of differences, and unified no matter who we are.
I found my purpose of providing education to underprivileged children in rural communities of Nepal.
I have achieved my goal of being myself no matter where and who I'm with.
One thing I can say is that I have never given up, and I am not one to quit.
So I pursue my dreams knowing that my achievements will bring some positive impact in my community.
And I would much rather look back and think, well, at least I tried, than what if I had tried.
We all need to realize that having aspirations in life is the greatest gift we can give to ourselves. And if we act upon our dreams, we will build a better future for everyone around us.
All right, I think it's time to finally bring these incredible, ambitious contestants out here in their national costumes. Take it away, Nick.
All right, you guys ready? Okay, then we begin with Albania. This costume is called Queen of Earth and Skies. Embroidered with red crystal stone, this dress is a flag, and the contestant is an eagle that spreads her wings and flies high with Albanian pride. Looking regal as a flag-covered eagle, Albania.
Argentina. This contestant's costume represents the sports that unites her country, football. It was inspired by the Argentinian football team that won its second World Cup in 1986 and pays tribute to Diego Maradona. Standing tall while kicking the ball, it's Argentina!
All right, up next we have Armenia. Oh. Maradona's still making his way down. Waving to the fans. And now we have Armenia. This costume was made with jewelry created by Armenian masters in the 19th century. They convey power and prosperity, strength and confidence, just like the women of Armenia. This queen rules in her Armenian jewels, Armenia.
Aruba. As a goddess of the sea, this outfit creates the illusion of waves from the crystal blue water that surrounds Aruba. The island's white sand beaches and clear water transmits peace, energy, and positivity. Just like this national costume, you're sure to spot her when she's covered in water. It's Aruba.
Okay, give it up for Australia. Featuring a pair of rotating wings, this costume was inspired by the black swan, a native Australian bird. Weighing nearly 20 pounds, it features 105 feathers and took more than 100 hours to create. You're sure to grin watching wings that spin like Australia's.
Up next, we have the Bahamas, called the Flight to Paradise. This costume is a tribute to her country's flag airline. Whether you want to swim with the pigs, enjoy a deep water fishing trip, or flamingo watch, remember their slogan, Bahamas Air, we don't just fly here, we live here. She's soaring high, way up in the sky. It's Bahamas.
I'm impressed with how she's taxiing down the runway. Okay. Up next, we have Barbados. Each morning, the gods of old rise to look in on the world. But for Barbados, this special goddess rises to kiss the island shores by bringing her people the world's most beautiful crystal clear waters and golden sand beaches. The crown's within reach when you're dressed like the beach, Barbados.
Coming up, Belgium. Antwerp, Belgium is known as the city of diamonds. So this costume is inspired by that precious gem. This orange diamond, known for its rare color, is one of the most cherished stones and represents a life full of energy. Their costume stems from this precious gems, Belgium.
Up next, we have Belize. This costume depicts the Baron Bliss Lighthouse. The lighthouse is iconic in Belize, and Bliss was a British-born traveler who fell in love with the country without even stepping foot there. It's all right to be dressed like a light when you're Belize.
Bolivia. This costume is called the Strength of the Andes. The blouse features more than 10,000 beads and sequins embroidered by hand. The hat was made with golden thread, and 10-meter-long handmade skirt is gold colors out of the reverence of the sun. Providing it's fun to revere the sun, it's Bolivia!
Josie, those are my exact dance moves.
I want that.
Coming up next, we have Brazil. This national costume was designed by the Brazilian stylist Michele X. The inspiration came from cotton production and the Brazilian textile industry as a whole. Brazil is the 5th leading producer of cotton in the world, so this Cotton Queen ensemble is made of the light and noble fabric. You'll never feel rotten when you're dressed like cotton, Brazil.
British Virgin Islands. Today we take off in search of the British Virgin Islands largest bird, the flamingo. In the 1830s, this unique and beautiful creature was hunted to extinction. But in 1992, the population came back. Life doesn't stink when your bird that's pink. It's British Virgin Islands.
Up next, we have Bulgaria. This national costume is an ancient 18th century dress from a region in western Bulgaria. It has great sentimental value as it was especially made to celebrate this contestant's great-grandmother's engagement. It's uncanny how she dresses like Granny, Bulgaria.
Up next, Cambodia. This unique ensemble is called God of Unity and represents solidarity, harmony, and peace. The style was conceptualized from the sculptures of Khmer ancient temples. You'll never cease to be at peace when you're Cambodia.
Now's a great time to fill you in on some Miss Universe trivia. Did you know that only 3 countries have competed in all 69 editions of Miss Universe? Anybody know who they are?
Beautiful.
It's Canada, France, and USA. Making her way to the runway now, we have Cameroon. This beautiful creation was inspired by Cameroon's national animal, the lion. The costume symbolizes the majestic love her country has for this mighty creature, and to reinforce her regal position as a force for good. She's up here trying to look like a lion, Cameroon.
Coming up next is Canada. This Canadian superhero fights for racial equality with a raised fist representing the fight and a shield representing strength and resistance. The maple leaf and the red and white are dominant colors, just like the country's flag. It's important to fight what you know is right, like Canada.
Give it up for Cayman Islands. The Cayman Islands are renowned for their beautiful beaches, where visitors and locals alike can submerge into crystal clear waters. The orange on this costume represents the sunset, and the blue wavy fabric represents the sea. We'd love to be lost at sea with Cayman Islands.
That would look fabulous on you, Nick.
What's that?
That would look fabulous on you.
Thank you. I agree.
Chile. The Pincoya is a goddess that personifies fertility, hence the abundance of fish on the beaches of the island of Chiloé in southern Chile. This costume's beautiful design features handmade feathers, seashells, a headdress, and glitter. Who doesn't wish for plenty of fish like Chile?
Let's give it up for China. This golden gown is an example of an ancient Chinese court dress with modern art elements. The irregular gold particles on the long skirt spread out from the middle, representing the worldview of the Chinese nation. Although we may be different, it's important to remain united. It never gets old to be covered in gold like China.
beautiful, China. Coming up is Colombia. The goddess of Maquera represents the protective force and power of indigenous Colombian women. Whoever wears the suit carries them with legacy of an ancient culture where women are always the protagonists. Unless you're a fool, you know women rule. Colombia!
Here's a fun fact about Colombia. They're one of only 2 countries tied for the most national costume awards ever, with 6.
Wow!
The other being Thailand.
We know why.
All right, give it up for Costa Rica. The dress seen here is covered by 350 die-cut flowers in the form of an orchid, because the purple orchid is Costa Rica's national flower. The body of this spectacular costume is covered in hand-painted 3D flowers and crystals. It probably took hours to cut all these flowers for Costa Rica.
Up next, we have Croatia. This costume is inspired by the mirrors on the traditional gingerbread heart. It was once customary for the heart to be given to someone as a token of love. If their face appeared in the mirror, the couple was a match. You'll find affection if you see your reflection in Croatia.
Up next, we have Curacao. May 2nd, 2020 marked the 50th anniversary of flight attendant Margaret Abraham's tragic passing. The Dutch Antillean government recently honored her by naming a plaza at the Curacao International Airport in her name. It's a touching goodbye to the Queen of the Sky, Curacao.
Czech Republic. This costume represents a modern take on traditional Czech folklore, featuring pleated sleeves and a crown with handmade flowers and glass pearls. The crown's designer is a world-renowned, and her customers include Beyoncé and Khloe Kardashian. Everyone's down for a celebrity crown like Czech Republic.
Let's hear it for Denmark. This costume was inspired by the famous fairy tale, The Little Mermaid, by Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. The story followed the journey of a mermaid willing to give up her life in the sea to gain a human soul. Not being a fish was her greatest wish, Denmark.
Let's keep it going for Dominican Republic. This national costume by Axel Thomas is inspired by the famous sunflower, better known on her island as El Girasol. This flower is known in the Constanza Gardens in La Vega, Dominican Republic, and is one of the garden's greatest tourist attractions. The Girasol towers all over flowers for Dominican Republic.
Up next is Ecuador. This traditional attire was inspired by the Festival of the Sun, paying respect to the sun god and land goddess. Made using stamping, laser cutting, and 3D printing, all materials used in this costume came from her country. If you're looking for fun, go celebrate the sun like Ecuador.
Up next, El Salvador. This costume was inspired by El Salvador's national flower, Flor de Izote, and is a reminder to take care of nature. The flower has medicinal value and showcases the richness of El Salvador's people. The special flowers have medicinal powers. El Salvador.
Here comes Finland. This costume represents the development that Finland has gone through within the last century. From a rural society to a global leader, the dress took 8 months to create, including all components and the code for the animated LED. Behold this queen with an LED screen, Finland.
Sure is electric. Up next, we have...
Oh, don't cut this short, Susie. I like what I'm seeing here.
Okay, let's let it go. Thank you, Finland. Up next, we have France. This look is entirely handmade, made by a young fashion designer from the Normandy region. It was inspired by a French icon, the Marianne, who represents a strong woman. Just like the woman currently walking on stage. She's iconic and strong, like we knew all along. It's France.
Here comes Ghana. The top part of this costume represents the golden stool, and it's an ode to Ghana's illustrious mineral resources. It features over 1,000 golden embellishments and stones. It's pretty cool to walk around with a stool like Ghana.
Beautiful, Ghana. Coming up next, Great Britain. Jeanette is taking the stage as the Pearl Queen of London. Her costume signifies a commitment to charity and is made from 24 meters of fabric and 7,000 recycled buttons. This pearly queen demands to be seen. It's Great Britain.
Susie, I know you love my fun facts, so I'm going to give you another one right now. The winner of the first ever Best National Costume Award presented in 1962 was Great Britain.
Wow, beautiful.
And up next we have Haiti. This costume here is inspired by two key elements. The national coat of arms, a symbol of dignity and sovereignty presented in the national flag, and the second is the Citadel, a mountaintop fortress located on the northern coast of Haiti. This queen really charms, dressed as a coat of arms, Haiti.
Up next, Honduras.
Here she comes.
Yes, queen. Hear her roar. This costume is called the Lunar Jaguar and represents the Mayans' darkness and light. The jaguar is not only a symbol of power, but of strength of life and fertility. This giant cat never falls flat. It's Honduras.
Give it up for Iceland. This costume here represents one of Iceland's most breathtaking spectacles, the Northern Lights. The beautiful starry nights most regularly occur in their signature green color during the winter time. On cold winter nights, you'll see incredible lights in Iceland.
Keep it going for India. costume embodies the true essence of a woman and showcases two elements, the sari and India's national flower, the lotus. The duality symbolizes equality. To always stand tall, wanting equality for all, is India.
Okay, I like what's happening behind me. Let's make some noise for Indonesia. Native to Indonesia's Lesser Sunda Island for millions of years, the Komodo dragon is referred to as the last link to prehistoric dinosaurs. This ode to the Komodo reminds us that Indonesia's rich heritage goes back to the prehistoric days. This reptile sure makes us smile. Indonesia.
Up next, we have Ireland. Irish fairies are magical creatures that keep a watchful eye over Ireland's lips. They bring good luck to those that are kind to them. And just like the contestants, they are powerful and virtuous. If you're feeling stuck, just go get some love from Ireland.
Huwag na, hayaan mo na.
All right, everyone, we're about halfway through the show and we've seen some of the most incredible costumes.
Absolutely, and we've heard some not so incredible rhymes. But before we continue, I think we should take a moment to recognize the impact that these contestants have had on their communities and the world during this global pandemic.
They truly are a special group of women. Check this out.
Lazada celebrates women who make a difference.
During this pandemic, my life changed completely.
It has traumatized communities, set back careers, and lowered incomes for families, just as it has for mine.
I tested positive for COVID-19 myself, and I think during that time I just took a step back and really realized what to be thankful for.
I knew at that point that I had to step up and do something to help out.
I decided to be volunteer for you in FPA in order to help young generation and girls to have a better future.
I ensured impoverished families with care packages and continue to work with them because they need our help the most.
I was able to be one of the lucky who could put on a mask and assist
through every hardship that we face, every difficulty that we encounter in life, we should find the good in it. And I think there have been several good things to come from this global pandemic.
I had the chance to create awareness for eating disorders and body positivity.
I also had my donation drive the moment I won Miss Universe Philippines because I want to give back.
I got to spend 2 months with my dog and with my family.
I had more time to look always myself, finding out who I am and caring about myself more.
We were taking care of each other.
We are able to create our own realities from every single place we are.
Even though this year has been very challenging, it has been positive for me. And I believe the best is yet to come. Talk to each other, but also listen to each other. Listen to each other's story, because we're all in this together.
It truly is incredible to see the impact that these contestants have made during the pandemic and the hope that they have for a brighter future once the world has fully recovered from COVID-19.
Absolutely, and I think that's the perfect segue into our next national costume, courtesy of Israel. This masterpiece is known as the After COVID-19 dress. It's crafted from over 300 disposable masks. The dress symbolizes a heartfelt hope for a brighter future where masks are no longer necessary. Go get the vaccine, then you won't need this queen, Israel.
Up next, we have Italy. After more than a year of fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, this Wings of Hope costume brings a message of faith, love, and freedom. The fundamental values represented in the Italian national flag. When you've got this wing, it's all hope you shall bring. It's Italy.
All right, let's hear it for Jamaica. The Linga Vitae is indigenous to Jamaica and the country's national flower. It's the blossom of a very useful and versatile tree. Its gum was exported to Europe in the early 16th century and used to treat disease. It's pretty awesome to be dressed as this blossom like Jamaica.
Let's give it up for Japan. This costume is called Tokyo Olympic Karate. Japan was supposed to host the Olympics in 2020, but due to the pandemic, it was postponed. Karate was developed in Japan and will debut as an official Olympic sport later this year. The martial arts have captured our hearts thanks to Japan.
Kazakhstan. This traditional Kazakh costume features a dress made of white silk. The vest and camisole are made from red velvet and features stone embroidery. The feathered red velvet headdress completes the look. This queen chose to wear traditional clothes, Kazakhstan.
Up next, we have Korea. Hanbok literally translates to Korean clothing. This traditional costume exhibits textiles, embroidery, gold patterns, and colors that demonstrate richness and honor, the prosperity of the offspring, good health, and long life. The red color symbolizes love and joy. It's a pleasure to be in clothes so Korean with North Korea.
Ayan talaga costume ni Korea eh.
Kosovo!
Ano pala nila sa atin? Sponsor eh.
With its small gold stones, this is a modern take on a traditional Kosovo costume. The white color represents the peace that came after the country's war in 1999. They are done with the fight, so she's dressed in all white, Kosovo.
Let's keep it going for Laos. This contestant's country is rich in culture and ancient art. This dark red umbrella shows several iconic landmarks from the country, and the four-headed statue is symbolic of a god that protects from the north, the south, the east, and the west. These ancient arts have captured our hearts. It's Laos.
All right, you guys are in for a treat. We've got a big one coming up next. Okay, ready for the grand reveal. Give it up for Malaysia. Named My Village, this look was inspired by traditional houses that dot the landscape in villages and rural areas around Malaysia. Weighing close to 100 pounds, this costume took nearly 3 months to complete. She's in search of a crown and dressed like a town. It's Malaysia! ready? There's a surprise reveal.
I'm excited for this one. Do you think I can move into that house?
Galing. Pumasok pa sa loob ng bahay. Galing.
There are 4 more contestants locked in there right now.
That was a treat and a half, and I want that house. Coming up next, we have Malta. The Maltese Ornella is the primary inspiration for this national costume. The Ornella was a form of women's headdress and shawl unique to Malta. Handprints on the skirt were made by visibly impaired patients in her country. Walking tall in a hand-printed shawl, it's Malta!
Mauritius! This hand-painted national costume depicts marine life, as Mauritius is known for its pristine lagoons and unique sea creatures. The children from the Champions Association created this look, along with a headdress that represents the sun. It sure looks fun to be the sea and the sun, like Mauritius.
Up next, we have Mexico. This hand-sewn costume represents a traditional Mexican crown that can be fabricated from cardboard, paper, or wood. As you see here, they are always made with vibrant, quaint, and striking colors. Something feels right about colors so bright. It's Mexico!
Okay, up next, we have Myanmar. Believe it or not, this was not Myanmar's original national costume. That one was actually lost in shipping. So this beautiful replacement identifies the delicate weaving skills of her country's women and their strong spirit. Give it up for her. If your costume's lost in the mail, you still never fail. If you're Myanmar.
Up next, we have Nepal. This ode to mountaineers is a tribute to mountaineers and the fearless Sherpa, guides of Nepal's magnificent Himalayas. Home of the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, Nepal has been a coveted destination for experienced climbers. It's about time for a climb with Nepal.
Coming to the stage next, we have Netherlands. Oh. Hold on. Now we have Netherlands. Due to COVID-19, tourists were unable to visit Netherlands' beautiful country over the past year. So here's a look at what they've been missing. This costume represents a colorful, open-minded country where the foundation is freedom. Please tell us when we can travel again to Netherlands.
Let's keep it going for Nicaragua. This work is the living representation of the joy that is experienced every year when La Gritaria arrives. It's a popular festival that takes place every December 7th and celebrates the Virgin Mary's conception. Every girl and boy will experience this joy in Nicaragua.
Give it up for Norway. This look is inspired by Norwegian nature, culture, and glamour. This contestant designed her own national costume based on how Norway stands out from most other countries and symbolizes the freedom to be who you are. As you can see, it's great to be free, like Norway.
Let's give it up for Panama. Behold this costume representing more than 500 years of legend, culture, and tradition. Panama is the place where the Americas converge, and the founding of Panama City in 1519 is the inspiration behind this design. Panama City is sure looking pretty. Thank you, Panama.
Paraguay. Jasmine is the national flower of Paraguay. Its simple and admired beauty inspired the design of this costume. More than 1,000 pieces of silver and crystals make it shine, and the red crown is the color of the top of the country's flag. The silver pieces are tiny, but it makes her real shiny. Paraguay.
Let's keep it going for Peru. Here we see a tribute to the Peru bicentennial that will be celebrated on July 28th. This costume was inspired by the Andean flamingo or Paraguana. The bird's red and white colors are often associated with the Peruvian flag. It's not a drag to be a bird and a flag, like Peru.
Okay, up next, Philippines. This outfit is inspired by the Philippines flag. The blue represents royalty, red stands for the courage and strength of an independent woman, and yellow, the color of the sun and stars, symbolizes hope and freedom to choose whoever you want to be. You'll get far being just who you are, like Philippines.
Up next, we have Poland. This costume is styled to resemble the armor of the victorious Polish hussars and reflects one of the finest periods of Polish history. The corset is made of richly decorated silver fabric. The plume, just like the original one, is one made of white feathers, whereas the cape is the country's flag. You're in great shape wearing a flag as a cape, like Poland.
And here comes Portugal. This look aims to be able to show several key moments in the history of Portugal. Made from a black lace jumpsuit, a dress with frills and gold print representing the filigree. Once the Azorian mantle is removed, as you can see, it will drag on the floor and mirror the skirt. If you're looking for lace, you're in the right place. It's Portugal.
And now let's give it up for Puerto Rico. costume is inspired by iconic Puerto Rican astrologer Walter Mercado. The violet colors represent mystery. The gold constitutes creativity. The message is about love and acceptance of who we are regardless of our identity. No one's above, conditional love, just us, Puerto Rico.
Okay, let's hear it for Romania. This national costume was inspired by a Romanian fairy tale that tells a story of nature and rebirth. When the large cake falls, it reveals a special surprise. You won't believe your eyes when you see this surprise. It's Romania.
Up next, Russia. Much like the woman who wears this costume, the beauty of the gem diamond symbolizes the national heritage of Russia and is one of its important and valuable resources. The look is completed with a shimmering headdress. It's quite the sight to watch her shine bright. It's Russia!
Here comes Singapore. This costume is inspired by the Singapore national flag. The red represents equality for all. White symbolizes everlasting virtue. Singapore is a place for all races, and they are very proud to be Asian. It sure would be great to stop Asian hate in Singapore.
Up next, Slovak Republic. The sweet-smelling costume is made from roses, the national flower of Slovakia. It is red, blue, and white because those are the colors of the nation's flag. Dressed in roses, she walks and poses. It's Slovak Republic.
And now so do we have your home country, South Africa. The fabric wings on this glamorous gown have been printed with drawings by young South African children. The digitized artwork on this angelic silhouette tell the story of how the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the lives of those children. The kids were feeling down, so they drew on this gown for South Africa.
Give it up for Spain! This costume is a fantasy based on the well-known painting Las Meninas by the Spanish painter Diego Velázquez. Painted in 1656, it shows the life of royalty in the Spanish Golden Age. This dress is made with a mortar tool, lace, and crystals. No painter would refuse having her as his muse. Give it up for Spain!
Okay, I think we got some fans in the house of Thailand. Not only is the Siamese fighting fish known for its vibrant array of colors, but also for its courageous nature. This national costume is particularly inspired by this unique fish and resembles the colors of the Thai national flag, red, white, and blue. This fish likes to fight in its blue, red, and white. It's Thailand.
Up next, we have Ukraine. Here we have the Vitinanka soul costume. Vitinanka is a version of paper cutting, a popular art form in the Ukraine. It is used to decorate the walls, windows, shelves, and tables. The white color of the costume symbolizes happiness, and the pureness of the human soul. The soul is pure, that's for sure. It's Ukraine.
Coming to the runway next, it is Uruguay. This costume is called I Am and honors the LGBTQ plus community. It is inspired by a free young woman who decided to tell the world who she is, to be the light for those who have been oppressed. As you can see, she's real proud to be Uruguay.
Up next, we have USA. This costume is an ode to the sweet-bringing mockingbird, the official state bird of Mississippi, where Asia is from. The imagery of the flames inspires strength and unity, and it celebrates the importance of lifting your wings to feel liberated and free. Flaming wings are wonderful things for USA.
Give it up for Venezuela. Behold the goddess of Ologa. In 2013, Venezuela entered the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most lightning bolts per square kilometer. This phenomenon occurs in Ologa, where you'll see lightning up to 300 nights per year. Everyone likes when her lightning strikes Venezuela.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us keep it going for Vietnam. This costume is called Can M and pays tribute to the silk weaving industry and the patience of the Vietnamese people through ups and downs. The cocoon and headband are 100% hand knitted. If you're made of silk, you're off the same ilk as Vietnam. Let's hear it one more time for all of tonight's contestants in their incredible national costume.
Come on, give it up for them. Didn't they do a great job?
Head to MissUniverse.com to vote for your favorite. And while you're there, you can also help to vote for your favorite delegate into the top 21 on Sunday's live telecast. Hurry, both votes close. Saturday at midnight.
Yes, go to MissUniverse.com/vote right now. So on behalf of Zosie